Hello and welcome back to Kraken Cryptic. Now, my state of health is such that my voice is a bit better, I think. Um, Generally, I feel okay. However, every few minutes, I descend into a fit of hacking coughs, and that is my last remaining symptom, but it's quite, well, virtually offensive. And I don't know how to get through a video. So, what I thought I might do is do a gas video because we've got one due up, and then I might be able to break off in between each puzzle, have a coughing fit to get it out of the way, and come back. Now, it would be fine if I could be doing something that involved me walking around and not talking. I don't really have the cough that much, and it's all good. Unfortunately, this job requires both of those things not to be the case. So I have to talk you through the Sudoku, I feel. That seems only reasonable. And I have to sit down. I can't do it walking around. That might make an interesting video in the future, but I'm not doing it now. Now, I have added to my woes by yesterday's extraordinarily bad performance with James Copp's brilliant puzzle, Prime Time. Now, not only did I make two I called myself a numpty man twice, thanks to my absolute slow failure to realise what was it. I think that a 9 could never be on one of these 3-cell lines as the equal sum total, because that would make the other two have a non-prime pair. I mean, that was very obvious. What was slightly less obvious, but still very embarrassing and held me up for well over 5 minutes, was not noticing that having reduced these possibilities to 2, 9, and 3, 8, they must add up to 11. That was hopeless too. But I finally, without realising it, got myself promoted from staff numpty to full doofus by finishing the puzzle wrongly. And it was in the last minute, if you were watching, you probably spotted it. And I got to about this point, and I then determined that this cell was a naked single. I literally remember thinking, shall I explain why it's a naked single? No, they know how it all works. And of course, it's not a naked single. I wrote a 4 in here, I think. But it sees 1, 6, 2, 3, and 5 in the row, 9, 8 in the column, and it doesn't see 4 or 7, so it could be either of those. And I mean, I was very close to a perfectly good finish to the puzzle. And frankly, for about 3 minutes, watching it back is just painful, because for 3 minutes I had not noticed that getting this sum of 7 enabled me to write a 7 here, and that would have just been enough to fix it. And the correct solution then falls out very readily indeed. We've got 9 and 7 here. I mean, this would be the most embarrassing thing of all if I managed to get this wrong now as well. But it's hard to get wrong from there, even though I did. And that is the correct solution. And I sincerely apologise to James, although he does have this added benefit that if I had noticed when I was editing the video that I'd finished the puzzle wrongly, given the two slow longeurs of numptiness early on and that finish, I probably wouldn't have published the puzzle at all. I'd have found some other puzzle to do. And that would have been a great shame because it was a really brilliant puzzle. So anyway, my sincere apologies to James and to you guys. I have to say to the commenters, fantastic. I did pin a comment in the first half hour after the video published to explain the mistake and mention that it was there. And I thought, yeah, people will still just be noticing the error. They'll write in, I'll get 50 comments saying you finished it wrong perfectly reasonably. And I didn't. I got about 5. So I am very grateful to everybody who spotted the pinned comment and didn't abuse me. And not that it would have been abuse. It would have been a perfectly reasonable comment. Now, that was yesterday, and that's given me extra talking to do. There is anyway extra talking to do, because the way we go about these gas videos is that I read out the description, the blurb from the Discord server on the Daily Sudoku channel where these appear, and that includes the rule sets, and then I can take them on one by one. So I will be doing that. And despite the voice and the cough problems, I will be reading them out. Now, I don't know how these cough problems will be dealt with. If they strike during the puzzles, then I will either try and mute myself and you can see me coughing but not hear me, or I may have to just edit it out and there may be little gaps in the puzzles. I don't know. I'm going to just play it by ear, nose and throat and see how it goes. And yeah, but I'm looking forward to gas because I haven't done it for 4 days at least. These are genuinely approachable Sudokus published, as I say, on the Discord server. They're by Bill Murphy Clover and Philip Newman, and they're all excellent at introducing us to various types of puzzles. So you can play them on the links under the video. Now, I must mention other things on the channel. We still have 3 days left on the snake hunt on Patreon. Simon's posted a video of himself solving a tall cat puzzle there, which just goes in his series of super long videos this week. It's an excellent puzzle though, well worth watching. And we've got our merchandise and our apps. I mean, it's too late for Christmas merchandise now, I realise that, but still, you might want to treat yourself in the new year. And our apps are always available and they will download instantly, of course. So check it all out. And here is gas puzzles. What are they? 526 to 530. We're up to 530 gas puzzles when we get to the end of this. Oh, I ought to mention, I believe as long as this goes all right, I will possibly pass 1,000 party hats. Now, the party hats are awarded for fast times in solving the gas. And you get 1 party hat for a reasonably fast time and 2 party hats for a faster time. The times are given originally on Discord, and then we print them in the description field as well. But I don't know what they are when I solve these, and somebody very nice called Miko Kisai normally works out how many I've got. Now, I'm not actually that interested in passing the 1,000 hat mark. Sorry to be party pooper. What I'm more interested in is how many times I've failed to get the 2 hats, which I guess if we're up to puzzle 530, there have been bonus hats for various achievements, which I also think are a bit odd. But if I'm reaching 1,000 hats after 530 puzzles, when I could have, presumably, 1,060 hats or a few more, then I must have missed the 2 hat times somewhere around 60 times in 530 puzzles. And that makes me feel fine, to be honest. Anyway, enough waffle about my record. Let's have a look at... So I'm going to read out what was said on the Discord server about these puzzles by the authors. And we start with this one that's on the screen, which is by Bill Murphy, who says, "G'day, Flavour fans. Here are some things that apparently some flavour combinations that make a solid 10, according to the cookbook off my shelf." I think you lost your grammar there a bit, Bill. Chanterelle and apricot, caviar and white chocolate, tomato and black tea, dark chocolate and smoked salmon, banana and cloves. I wouldn't fancy any of those together, I have to say. I am quite a fussy eater. And while I would be perfectly happy with about 8 of the items on the list, a couple of them would be totally ruled out, and 3 of them don't go together, I reckon. Anyway, you know what else makes a solid 10, says Bill? The pairs of digits in this pair-up Sudoku. The pairs of digits in this pair-up Sudoku. So, I don't know what this means yet. Normal Sudoku rules apply. The digit in a cell with an arrow... Ooh, the arrows are quite faint if you're watching my solve. If you're solving it yourself, you can probably see them. The digit in a cell with an arrow is n. The sum of the nth digit in the direction of that arrow... Hang on. The sum of the nth digit in the direction of the arrow, and that digit n, is always 10. Okay, that was sounding like it was going to be very complicated, but I don't think it is. So if this was... Well, maybe there is an example. Not all possible arrows are given. For instance, if a 1 is on an arrow, it is there, then one cell away from the arrow in the direction the arrow is pointing will be a 9. Well, that's a very specific and helpful hint, Bill. But you can see what he means. If there's a 1 there and a 9 here, then we add the 1 and the cell 1 away and we always get 10. So that's what these arrows are doing. I've never seen a pair-up Sudoku before. I don't know what the 2 and 1 hat time are, but I do know the dinosaur you get if you don't achieve either of those is apparently a delicious Draconix. Now, so that was the first puzzle. The next puzzle is by Philip, and I need to go to it now, sorry. There we go, and it's called A Straight and Arrows. Today's puzzle may have some of the same given digits as yesterday's. Oh look, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 down the diagonal again. But don't let that fool you. It also has arrows. What? Yesterday's also had arrows? Oh yeah, it did. Well, don't let that fool you either. It's slightly tricksy though, so don't stress if you feel like you're going a bit slow. That's not what I need today, Philip. Today's guess is an arrow Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits along arrows must sum to the circled total, and digits may repeat on arrows if allowed by other rules. I don't think they're allowed to in this puzzle with that grid. And the dinosaur is an arched Archaeodontosaurus. Then we will go on to, what's it called? Diag Sum to 9 by Clover, who says, as part of today's Sudoku Mining Employee Solver Satisfaction Initiative, we request that you look directly into today's gas and repeat the new gas mantra. All hail Backpow, Lord of the Puzzles, Keeper of the Mines, slowest of his name. Please report any failure to become satisfied to appropriate authorities for resatisfaction training. We look forward to your compliance. Now Clover's finally gone off the deep end. I normally don't understand Bill and Philip, but now I'm not really understanding Clover either. In today's diagonal sum to 9 gas, normal Sudoku rules apply. At each marked diagonal pair of cells, sum to 9. Well, it's a bit like Bill's in a way. Not all pairs that sum to 9 are necessarily marked. And the dinosaur is a mesmerized May. M-E-I is a dinosaur. Good grief. Things you learn on this channel. Right, then we will go on to... lots of black in this puzzle. Extra diagonal Sudoku. G'day geometry fans, says Bill. Ask yourself, what shape is a gas? If you answered a square, you are incorrect. Ha, ha, ha. You silly goose, they're octagonal. We here at Backpow's Puzzle Mines, all hail Backpow, Lord of the Puzzles, Keeper of the Mines, slowest of his name, don't actually harvest square approachable Sudoku. Our approachable Sudoku actually leave the mines in an octagonal shape before we cut off the corners to make them presentable to the general public. That's very funny. However, I've signed 183 pages of paperwork to obtain permission from Lord Backpow himself to present to you today this raw, uncut, extra diagonal Sudoku for your solving pleasure. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Each grey diagonal must contain the digits 1 to 7. Now, weirdly, I have done a puzzle like this before at the World Championships, I think. Thanks at Malrog. Note that the 2 links are to the CTC software and to Penpa, not to F-Puzzles this time. Normally, there are 2 links to the puzzles. One is to play it in our software with a tiny URL link, and the other is to F-Puzzles. But F-Puzzles clearly won't support this, so you can go to Penpa if you can't do it in tiny URL. The dinosaur is a blood, sweat, and teratophonius. Wow, I'm going to have a break soon and do some coughing. But maybe I can just get through Philip's blurb first. Working in Backpow's Puzzle Mines, all hail Backpow, Lord of the Puzzles, Keeper of the Mines, slowest of his name, might involve a lot of brute force, but those with a keen eye for structure will find clues to the formation of puzzles over billions of years, microseconds. I expect years is crossed out there, but it hasn't in the way I've copied it over. Over billions of microseconds. In today's gas, a gamma and epsilon Sudoku, pay close attention to the layers of constraint which have built up over time. There's a story there, and that story is Philip likes diagonal lines. Right, normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits in cells separated by a white dot must have a difference of 5, like those 2. Digits in cells separated by a black dot must have a ratio of 3 to 1. There's no negative constraint, so adjacent cells separated by no dot may have a difference of 5 or a ratio of 3 to 1. It doesn't say or both, and I don't know whether that's possible. The dinosaur is a geological Garrigatitan. And those are the puzzles today. So that is what we will be trying to do. I'm going to go back to the first one. I'm going to take a quick break with water and coughing. Right, so this is Pair Up Sudoku by Bill Murphy. Normal Sudokus by Digit in a Cell. Oh yes, they add up to 10. The one that points and the one it's pointing to. Right, let's go. So Bill told us to put a 9 there. 2 and 8, 2 away from it. 3 and 7, 3 away from it. Oh, look at all these helpful arrows. 4 and 6. And then we've run out of arrows on the diagonal givens. So we're going to have to do some work ourselves. What do we do next? This is not one of those gases you just flow through. We're going to have to find something here. 1, 9, 2, 3. So, well, I'm not sure. This could be a 4 with a 6 there, but I see that's not going to work. It can't be a 5 looking at a 5. You can never have a 5 on an arrow in this game. If it was a 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it would be looking at a 4 there. And if it was a 7, it would be looking at a 3 there. Those are possible. I would, in a competition, I would do a weird pencil mark suggesting 4 on the left or 3 on the right. Now this could be a 4. Oh, we want the arrows that are pointing to the walls, that are really near those walls. Right, so this can only be a 1 or a 2. And it can't be a 2 because we can't get another 8 into the column. So that's a 1. That's how to go about this. So now this is a 2 pointing at an 8. Yes, the ones that are close to the walls. So let's try this. Oh no, let's try this. That's got to be a 2 pointing at an 8. This one can only point 1, 2 or 3 cells at a 9, 8 or 7. So it's 3. This one could point 1 at a 9, 2 at an 8, no. 3 at a 7, no. 4 at a 6, no. So it is pointing 1 at a 9. I'm going to look at this one first. It can't be a 1, so it's 2 or 3, but it can't be a 2 pointing at an 8. So it's a 3 pointing at a 7. This really is gaseous, and I hadn't realized. We get a 3 by Sudoku there. This one I was planning to do. So it can't be a 1 because we've got a 1 in the column. 2, 3, 4 won't work. So this is, oh, it can't be a 5. So that's a 7 pointing at a 3 at the top of the grid. And now this can't be a 7. Oh, well, it couldn't once we filled that. So it's a 6 pointing at a 4. We've just got 3 arrows to do. Maybe I'll do Sudoku first. We get an 8 there, 7 there, and we finish the box, with a 4 and a 5. So that 4 is pointing at a 6. Then we get a 3 there. We've got a 1, 5, 9 triple, 2, 4, 6 triple there, 1, 5, 9, 7 at the top. 4, 3, 7. That's a 2, 8 pair by good old Sudoku. We get 9 and a 1, 6 pair. 3, 4, 5 go in there somehow. 9, 1, 6, 7. I still, yes, I can place 8 in this column right there. That's 2 or 4. Now maybe it's worth taking this on. 6, 2, 7, 8, 3. It can't be a 1 because that's not a 9. Can't be a 5, so it can't be a 9, so it must be 4, which is already pointing at its 6. This is almost a naked single. In fact, it is. 1, 9, 7, 2, 8 in the column, 5, 3 in the row, 4 in the box. You may see I don't really trust myself anymore. 6 cells away gets us a 4 there. That's all the arrows done. The rest is Sudoku. We get a 3... Oops, a 5 and a 3. We get a 1 and a 9. That's a 2. That's a 7. That's an 8. Naked 1, 2, 9 here. 8 and 5. That's a 7. That's a naked 5. That's a good spot. 3, 5. I mean, I do really still trust myself to spot naked singles. It's just, you get a bit scarred when something goes badly wrong. That's 2 or 6. The only place for 5 in the box is there. 7, 5, 8, 9. We need a 3 here. We need a 4. That's got to be there. That's going to fix the triple that I just set up. Still can't do the 1, 6 in box 7. 1, 2, and 6. 6 has to be there. That's a 1, 2 pair. Don't expect to still be pencil marking at this stage very often. Now 1, 5, 9 up here. I don't think that's doable. That can't be 2. How are we? Have I missed one of the clues? It doesn't feel like it's completely doable. Oh look, there's a 2 looking at that. 1. Right, it was completely doable. Thank goodness for that. 5, 9, 1. There we go. 5 minutes 46. I don't know, that might miss the 2 hat time. I wouldn't have thought it would. Quick break now. Right, well that was a very good time to take a break because I was apparently 2 seconds away from a complete rhinolaryngeal explosion, which is over now and you are spared it. Hurrah. Let's hope I can get through these other puzzles. Oh, this one's called A Straight and Arrows by Unknown. Is that? Didn't we know who it was when we read it out? I mean, I'm assuming it was Philip Newman. It was definitely Philip. That might be just a mistake in the puzzle loading. Anyway, there we go. I think it's by Philip. I am going to restart my clock and solve this arrow Sudoku, which is meant to be quite hard. Okay, so there's a 9 in one of those. This arrow, that can't be a 1 or a 5 or a 3, so it's not odd. A 2, 4 or 6, it can't be a 2. That's 7 or 9. Oh, it can't be 7. Wow, that gets done. Oh, I do feel I'm going to have to interrupt myself in a second, sorry. 4, 9, 5, 6. So these... That's going to have to be an 8. These are 1, 2, 3, and 7. One of those is a 1. Yeah, this is going to need a break, sorry. Okay, now one of my greatest fears is that I leave in to the edit some of these awful coughs and you suffer them. Let's hope not. Right, 1, 2, 3, and 7. So they add up to... Well, the 7 must go with 1 or 2, mustn't it? So it's an 8 or 9. So either that's 8 or that's 9. And the other arrow then must be, if it's a 9, 7, 2 there would be 1, 3 there. That would put a 4 here. That's not possible. So that's not a 9. That is an 8. I hope this does work. 1 and 7 like that. And then this is a 2, 3 pair, which I can't actually disambiguate, and that's a 5, and that does work. So I think that's right. This is quite intricate. That can't be an 8, because that can't be a 9, so we can put an 8 there. That can't be an 8, so one of those is an 8. Oh, come on, what's this? 9, 6, 7, 1 are all... Oh no, this is much easier. That's a 4, 5 pair. Start in the top left corner. 9 there. Oh my goodness, there's going to be so much editing if I have to keep breaking for coughs. 8 and 4. Now then, oh no, 8, 4, 3. That's a 2, 5, 6 triple. A sort of naked triple, which is quite a rare beast. Naked pair there, which is less rare, even in captivity. 6 and 9 in the first box. Now 7 or 8 here. Not easy. Not obvious to me anyway. Oh, one of these is a 5. It could still be that one. Let's look down column. Oh no, these are 3, 4 and 8. Ooh, can that really be 3 or 4? I suppose it can. This could be 1, 2 or 1, 3. It could be 8 in one of 2 ways. Botheration. 7, 3, 9, 6. So 1 in that box is there. 5's in one of those 2. These are from 2, 4, 8. That doesn't really help. 7, 3, 8, 9, 6, 1. We've got 2, 4 and 5 to place in the row. Now, what about this then? Oh, it can't be as big as 9, 8 or 7. But those two have to be at least 2, 3, which they can't be because of that 2, 3 pair. So they must be 2, 4. That's a 6. This is a 4 and a 2. That becomes a 5. And now we've made some progress, actually. 5 goes there. 2 and 8 finish in the box. 4 and 5 finish there. This is a 9, 7 pair with 8, 3 above, and they all go in, if I can type them right. This is now only 2, 3, 4 or 5, which is quite surprising. This has to be lower and is 1 or 2. This can't be 5 or 1. Tempted to say that has to be a 1, but no, there is a circumstance in which it doesn't. 9 I can do in that column. 7 also. That's 2 or 6. That's 1, 2 or 6. 7, 9, 8, 5. That's 2 or 3, which makes a pair in the row. That might be useful. That can't be 5. In fact, that's the only place for 6 in the box now. This is now a 1, 5 pair, which we can fill in. So we get 1 on the arrow. Oh, and that's going to be 6 or 7. Doesn't give it to us. 7, 6, and that are those 3 digits. Don't know how to use that. But 9 must be here in the box. That's probably the last 9 in the grid. Feels like it. Neither of these can be a 1. And that's quite interesting. This has to be at least 5, but it can't be 5, 6 or 9. So it's 7 or 8. That was a good spot. Right, these are 2, 3 or 4 in the column. That gives us a triple in the row, so that's 6 or 7. That's 2 or 4. So one of these is 3 and that isn't. There's only one place for 1 in this row. Should probably have been able to see that before. So that's 1 more than this. So it's not a 2. It never was a 2. That was a silly thing to pencil mark. 5 is definitely in one of those cells. Oh my goodness, the interruptions. Okay. I suppose it is Christmas. There are deliveries. Right, 1, 3, 4. Now, what's going on here? I still don't know. Oh, this can't be a 1 anymore. Now, can that be a 6? No, because we can't get a 2 there. So that's a 2. That's a 6. Right, sorry about that. God, the editing on this one's going to be fun. That's not a 6. That's not a 2. That's 2 or 4. So that's an interesting pair. Oh, no. Oh, yes, I thought that was looking at those 2 for a second. Luckily, it's not. So it can't be 8, 4, 4. It could be 8, 6, 2, or 7, 5, 2, or 7, 3, 4. Bother. 1 or 6 there. I'm just going to pencil mark this to death. There was a very interesting comment from Denise ILN yesterday who said that even when I was stuck in the numpty moments, at least I could chip away at other bits of the puzzle, which was quite instructive. And I was quite honoured by that, actually. So this can't be 4 or 8 now. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 6. That's 6, that's not a 6. So there's an odd number on this one, so it is a 7 there. 1 there. 8 and 7. 6 and 7. That works on the arrow. 9, 2, 4, 6, 1, 3, 5 and 8. Still can't place them. Can't finish off that arrow. Can't finish off this arrow. Oh my God. Grrr. Anyway, right, back at it. Come on. 3, 4 or 5 there. Now, how do we finish this off? Those aren't 3s. So there are 4, 8 pair looking at a 3 there. Now we've got a 4, 5 pair looking at a 2, 3 pair, making that a 4. Arrows help. Oh, that hasn't resolved those, but this does. The 2 there resolves this arrow. 2, 4, 3, that's a 2. This is all working now. 8 and 5, 6, 4, 8. Must be able to do the 2, 3 in the middle and the 2, 3 on the edge. And there we go. So 1029, it'll have worked out a bit less after taking out the interruptions of 3 different types at least there. And I apologise for that. Oh, phew. Anyway, that's done. Right. Now, I'm still going to take a break for some more coughing, and then I'll have a go at the next one. Right, so this is diagonal sum to 9. Let us restart. Okay, these are all 9 sums without stating the bleeding obvious. So, let's start in the top left because it's a clover puzzle. That can't be an 8 then, so we get 3 or 4 there. Here we get 8, 1, or it can't be 3. So that is definitely a 1, 8 pair. I don't think there's much to be gained from spotting pairs across boxes in this. 4, 5, 6, 8. So that can't be 5 or 3. So we can take 4 and 6 out of there and leave only 4 and 1 in there. This is probably worth pursuing as an idea. This one can't be 7, so forget 2, or 3, so forget 6, or 1, so forget 8. And we're down to 2 possibilities in each of these places. I wondered if I was going to get a quadruple there. No, but look, 2s are ruled out of there, so that's got to be where 2 is. That's interesting. That was how to approach it. So that becomes 6. Now, what else? 4s, same deal. They're all ruled out. That's a really lovely break, and this is classic Clover, isn't it? Doesn't tell me what this is, I don't think. There's a 4 in one of those. There's a 3 in one of those. There's a 2 in one of those. Just trying to find agreements between digits I've got and digits that were here already. 9 can never be on one of these lines, of course. That's not useful, I don't think. This has to be a 4-5 line. Oh, that's a useful way to look at this. Oh, why does it take me so long to see the useful ways? This cannot be, can't have a 3 or a 4 in it. So it's either 2, 7 or 8, 1. And they would be in a specific order. But in this column, oh, something's gone wrong because I've put a 3 there. Ah, okay, we'll go back. I can't have 3 there. Wow, so something was wrong at the very beginning. Okay, so 2 minutes in and I'm just having to start again. Right, let's take out the pencil marks because I did something wrong with them. Okay, here's the start. That's a 4-5 pair. And this is 6, 7 and 9. This is either 1, 8, well, yeah, it is either 1, 8 or 2, 7. And they are in one of those orders. I mean, surely this wasn't that far wrong. I said this was 1, 2, 6, 7 or 8. But this can be 8, can't be 7 or 3. Or 1. So I think that's right. No, the thing to look at actually is if 2 and 4 can't be there, where can they be? Well, actually that could be a 2. So I must have ruled out 7 from here wrongly. 6, 7 or 8, but it can't be 8. It's 6 or 7, leaving 2 or 3 there. Maybe I just didn't see that could be a 2. If I did the pencil marking right. Oh well, I'm going to do it again. I mean, as foolish as I've made myself look here. Maybe it was the right approach after all. That can't be 6 or 4, so it's 5 or 8. So this is all right. The only place 4 can be in the centre is there. So I should have started with 4, but there are 2 places 2 can be. Five, 8, 2, 4, 9. Right, 3 in the central row is in one of these 2 places, and that's what I kind of spotted this last time through. So that's a 2, and that changes all of these other corners. Right, so I just mis-pencil marked something. Don't know whether it was a stroke of the pen or a mistake in the mind. That's 3, 6, and 7 without a 3. Oh, that is in fact 7 in the middle. 9 and 5 beside them. Okay, this is better. Six, 7 there. Right. Right, 9 can't be on the line, so it must be there and there in the row. That's what that's telling me. So these are 2, 7, 6, and they must give it rise to a triple of 7, 2, and 3 there. So that becomes a 6. Interesting. So 1, 4, and 5 in the remaining cells in the row. Now up here it's 4, 6, and 8, which must have partners of 5, 3, and 1. Right, the 5 has to be over that side, and I can fill in the 3 and the 1. So they're actually all done. Now done if I can type. Right, that becomes a 5, and that can't sort out the 1, 4 pair. That's not a 3. What have I got over here? That's not a 7. What happened there? Don't know. Yeah, that can't be a 6. Is that right? Or am I mistyping everything? Yeah, it has to be a 2 with a 7. Okay, good. So that fixes 2 and 7 that side. This is 6 and 3. 5 there next to 6 and 3. 8, 4, 9. 6 and 3 at the top. 6 and 7 below. 2 and 9 in the row. 1 and 8 in that row, or that box. 4, 2, 7 across the top there. 1 and 4 are done now. 1, 5, 6, the final column. 8 and 4 next to it. 6 and 3. 1, 7, 8, 3, 2, and we can finish off. And that's not a bad time in the end. 6 minutes 54 after restarting after 2.5 minutes. I mean, I'd learned a bit. Wow, what a mess though. Anyway, I'm going to risk going on to the next one now. Oh, it's this diagonal. It does look interesting. Okay, so let's restart the clock on this one. Right, that sees 6, 1, 5, and 7, so it's a 2, 3, 4 triple. And on this diagonal, we've got 1, 5, and 7 to place. Now, these are not constrained by looking into the grid. That's quite important. 2, 4, 3, 1, 5, 7. So 6, 8, and 9 around the edge. That can't be an 8. So I did start in a good place. Also here, right, this is what Bill has done to make this gas, is make these triples gettable. And that is very kind of him, actually. Let's do this one if we can as well. 2, 1, 7, not possible. Maybe this one. Can't have 2, 3, 4, or 5. That's the easiest one in some ways. 1 must go there, 6 and 7, and then 9 and 8. I mean, one of the ways of looking at this is 8 and 9 are off the diagonals in these corner boxes. So That allows me to fill in 8 and 9 there. This can't be 6. 6 in the box goes there. This can't be 3 or 5, so that's a 4. Actually don't know about 3, 5 as a pair there though. Then we've got 1, 4, 7, triple. Now I'm going to try and do the rest of the Sudoku forgetting the diagonals for now. We'll see if this helps. Probably won't, but that's the strategy that I'm adopting. No 9 there. That's a 9. So in this row we've got a 5 and a 6. That's 2 off. No, no, no. I'm looking at that 1 and thinking it rules a 1 out there. That is dangerous nonsense. That's a 9-2 pair. That's a 4-8 pair. That's not 8. That's not 4. That's not 7. That's not 1. That's not 6. In fact, this is a 6. That's a naked 1 that is right. That's where 3 goes in the row. Then we go back and do 7, 4, 1. This is coming together. Oh, that 2 has been telling me all the time how that 4-2 played out. 4 and 7, 5 and 9 here. 6 and 8, 8 and 5, 1 and 4. Okay, I know the order now from that. 7 there with a 2-3 pair. Down the center we need a 6 and a 5. That sorts out 3 and 5. 3 in the corner, losing its religion. 2 and 7 does 2 and 3. That must, oh no, I don't need a 3 down here. I need 1 and 4. We get this odd situation of 1 sitting right beside a 1. Now, if I try and do these corners, they ought to resolve on the crossovers. So we need a 2 that can't be here. No, that's not it. This sees 1, 3, 6, 7 on one diagonal, 4, 5 on the other. So this is a 3, 7 pair. Ah, but that can't be a 7. So then we go up this diagonal. We need a 1 and a 4. The top one must be a 1 because it's on a diagonal which already has a 4. Then we do 5 and 7, and then we can fill in this with a 4. And that, yes, it comes up with a solution. So that's quite a quick solve. And as I say, I think I'm benefited by having seen a puzzle of this type before and actually having found that quite easy, as far as I remember, even compared to other people. So I think the cough may have settled down now. If we can get through the 5th puzzle with no interruptions, I'll be very happy. I didn't notice this puzzle is called Gayology or Geology because, oh no, that's quite interesting. I think that's a capital gamma, but then it's a capital epsilon rather than eta. So it's actually called Geology. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. I think, Philip, maybe you needed a capital eta, which would look like an H. No idea. Oh, it was gamma and epsilon. That's what he said because of the 3s and 5s. There we go. That's why it's that. But geology in the Greek would have used an eta, not an epsilon. So you might have needed to find a different word like geriatric. Anyway, enough nonsense from me ruminating about Greek. Let us restart this puzzle. So these have to be 1, 3, 6 and 9, don't they? No. Nonsense. One of them is 2, 6 and the other uses a 3. Oh, how am I going to get about that? Use the ones with the overlaps. Right. I don't know though. Well, hang on. Maybe. Right. So the numbers that can be on black dots in this puzzle, let's start with that. They are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. They're the only numbers that can go on black dots. The ones that are 5 apart are going to have to be a 1, 6 pair, aren't they? Yes, they are. Right, that is quite useful. So the 1 goes with a 3, or the 6 goes with a 2. So where else is that happening? It's happening here. Oh no, it's not, because it's not the case here that both are on. But it is happening here. So again, these are a 1-6 pair, and these are a 2-3 pair. Same again here, 1-6 pair. So the ladder bits are very useful. Oh, now these are the other way around. I don't think that's so helpful because 5s can have anything in the middle apart from a 5. So how can I use these 1-6s and 2-3s that I've now got? These can't have a 1 or a 6 in, so they must be a 3-9 pair. And then the ones touching them will be an 8 and a 4. These can't have a 1 or a 6 in, so they're a 3-9 pair. It's the same dealio. So 4 and 8 there. Don't know there. Here again, right, 1 and 6 can't be there, so it's a 3-9 pair. We're touched by 4 and 8. Yeah, there's a whole deal of similar things going on in different boxes here. No, I was going to say there must be a 3 in that group. Oh, there's a 2-3 pair in the center. So we get our first big digit after 2 minutes 22. 2, 3, 9, 4, 8. That doesn't really do a lot. It takes 3 out of this group, which actually makes it a 2-6 pair. That does do something. This is 7 or 1 accordingly. And there's a 3 there and a 3 there. So one of these has to be a 3 by X-Wing technology. Ah, this doesn't use 3, 9, 1 or 6. So I think it's got to be 2, 7. That's weird. So that's 2 or 7 as well. But it's in a box with 2 and 3 in it. So it sorts out their order. Sorts out the order of a lot of things. An awful lot of things. Hopefully I'm not doing the wrong things here. Four, 5 and 8 to fit in the column. Now what's this pair? 4, 9. It has to be. So that's not a 4. This doesn't have 9, 6 or 2 on it. It's a 1, 3 pair. That's 5 or 8. 7 in the top row has to be there. This doesn't have 1, 2, 6 on it. That's 8 or 4 again. That has to be a 5 because it sees both of those 4 8s. Right, now we've got a 4, 8 pair in the row. That has to be a naked 8. Okay, this is a strange puzzle. It's not working out how I thought. 4, 8 pair there. I am keeping the talking to a minimum now to avoid breaking into coughing. 3 there, 9 there, that's an 8, that's a 4. Only place for 3 in this row was how I did that. Not seeing my... Oh, 3 is looking at that digit. That's helpful. That becomes a 5. That becomes a 4. Oh, that's... It's not that I needed the 4 to sort that out. I had a 3 on it already. Oh, in fact, that whole ladder could have been done. And at least I've noticed the bottom of it is available now. 1, 7, 5 to place in the box. Okay. 1 and 3 are done up there. That can't be a 1. What's this pair? 2, 6, 7 and 8. So it's a 2, 7 pair. That fixes the middle box. We get an 8 there. 2, 7, 6 triple here. 1 and 5 above. 4 and 9 over this side. 8 here. 2 and 5 there. That's a 6. 2, 3, 2, 5, 8, 4, 6, 1, 7 and 9. That's a 179 triple, so that's a 5. That's quite helpful, actually. Now I've got a 1-7 pair, so I can probably do everything else in these two columns. Looks like it. 4, 6, 4, 9, 5, 9. Good. Now that's not 6, that's not 2, that's not 7. So I just need to find something like a naked single here. Ah, a naked pair in that row. Or rather, just a pair in that row. 8, 3, yes, those 6 and 3 are resolved. That does this triple. And now I must be just finishing off. 1, 6, 4, 3, 8, 9 and 7 in this pair. 5 and 2 there. There's no negative constraint, so it's just Sudoku somehow. Looks all like deadly patterns. No, it's not. There's a blinking 5 that I hadn't noticed. Not quite numpty man today, but could have been a lot better. Ooh, 7 minutes 20. Is there any chance I forgot to restart the clock on that? Or did it just take that long? Gosh. Oh, well done, Philip. As always, you're being my nemesis or nemesis today. And that was good fun. So, thank you very much to all the gas setters. Apologies to you for this rather bitty presentation. I'm going to be calling the video something like Gas with Multiple Explosions, but hopefully you won't have had to see the explosions. Thank goodness. Hope to see you again soon on the channel. Thanks for watching as ever. Bye for now.